Now we're going to do part 2 of the math. If you look at exercise 13.2 on page 4, determination of salinity using chlorinity. Remember, chlorinity is the percentage of chloride ions in the water sample. And we do this through chemical titration. Notice the formula is this: salinity, which is parts per thousand, equals 1.805 times chlorinity in parts per thousand plus 0.03. That's the formula. In other words, we're going to take 1.805 times whatever the chlorinity is in parts per thousand, add 0.03, that will give us salinity. As you look down, you'll see this: determine the salinity and the percentage of chloride ions present in each sample. Use the formula above, which was what you just saw a second ago, to calculate salinity below. So you can see where it says salinity, and you're going to fill in those blanks using those numbers. And then to determine the percentage of chloride ions, simply divide the chlorinity by the salinity, then multiply by 100. You can see sample C and sample D, what the chlorinity is, 19.5 parts per thousand and 20.7 parts per thousand. I'm not going to do those. You are going to do those. I'm going to do another made-up problem. Here's my made-up problem. So we're going to solve for salinity. Remember, the formula is, as you can see in that top line, 1.805 times chlorinity in parts per thousand plus 0.03. I'm telling you in our made-up problem, so let's call this sample 2, that the chlorinity is 19.9 parts per thousand. Okay? So what do? We take the formula, 1.085 times 19.9, which is the chlorinity that I just made up, so we have a problem to work with, plus 0.03. Remember, when you're doing a math problem like this, always do the multiplication first. So we take 1.805 times 19.9. That is, now you can look at the second line, 35.9195. And then we add 0.03, which gives us a salinity of 35.9495 parts per thousand. There you go. That would go into the salinity column if 19.9 was indeed our chlorinity. But you're going to solve this for 19.5 and 20.7, samples C and D. In order to get the percentage of chloride ions, take a look. You can see I underlined it. To determine the percentage of chloride ions, simply divide the chlorinity, which is a given in sample C and D, and I told you before for our fake sample 2 is 19.9, by the salinity, which we just determined, and then multiply by 100. So we determined the salinity for our sample 2, our fake one, our practice one, is 35.9495 parts per thousand. Following what I underlined there, we just take 19.9 divided by 35.94. You can see I sort of rounded a little bit. And when you do that, you come up with 0.5537. Multiply that by 100, and we get the percentage of chloride ions, which is 55.37%. There you go. Hope you like that.